Heavenly Parent, please guide my thoughts, words, and deeds as I try to figure all of this out on my own. I know you're there for me. I feel you. I need you in my life, and I'm trying to be closer to you. But it's hard. Sunrise, sacrifice, redemption, resurrection, those themes define or describe Easter for me. They always have, and they merge this year in the trifecta of Passover, Ramadan, and Easter. The sacrifices of Lent, well, as a child, my family never observed sacrifices during Lent. The idea of giving up something, depriving myself of something satisfying or an urge or a desire, that's not really in my tradition, but I appreciate the thought and the effort. Passover, with its avoidance of leavened bread, is paired this year with Ramadan, during which observers refrain from life-giving food and water during daylight hours. They're both attempts to remind us of the holy in our lives by suggesting sacrifice, recognizing hunger and thirst, then celebrating community by coming together again in joyous special meals after the day's rituals have concluded. In all three traditions, I see common things like reflection, fasting, avoiding certain foods, acts of charity, special prayers. They all resonate with me. These traditions remind me of just how human I am and how much I need connection. I need to breathe common air, feel another person's presence while relishing, remembering, and sometimes enduring common practice. It may not be pretty, neat, or easy, but my need for community is baked into me. It's why I'm here today. Common rituals, things we do together, they've always had meaning for me because they exist. They're revered, repeated, even without understanding, and sometimes only the remotest connection to what they meant to someone else. And I'm okay with that. I really am. A few years ago, I got my first ashes on Ash Wednesday. Not being Catholic, I wondered for a minute if I should, but as I contemplated the act, I recognized and appreciated the longing I had for the presence of the sacred in that act, sublimating my own desires, thoughts, and needs to that moment when a priest, someone who has dedicated their lives to the sacred, put their soot-smudged thumb on my forehead and uttered a blessing. As I wondered if they could tell or even cared that I wasn't Catholic, I only wished it meant more to me or was somehow more transformational. I remember appreciating the moment for what it was, a tangible expression of my search for meaning and the sacred in my life. I also remember it for what it was not, a magical, transformational moment. So I experience resurrection's power today as a challenge to live my full life, to walk humbly with my fellow travelers, to remember that I'm a small cog in a very large and overreaching organism, and that small though I may be, I play a role no one else can. Sunrise, sacrifice, redemption, and resurrection, those are the Easter themes for me. But I've seen too much. I've walked too far and grown too wise to force myself, comfort myself, or limit myself to the visions that floated around me in my youth. This is to me the power of resurrection, and as I enter into it more deeply, I'm called to new visions and new ways of living and praying over and over again.